Wellington traffic was worse than London, Los Angeles, Istanbul for a moment, and the latest information shows that Wellington's morning traffic is getting worse. What would you do about the traffic? Are we becoming just another Auckland? Yeah, you.
We don't want to be another Auckland. Auckland has plenty of roads, but what we need is a balanced transport system. We need something for everyone. So that means we need to fix the congestion points, the Noronga Gorge. We also need the Terrace Tunnel and Mount Victoria Tunnel, but we need a balanced transport system. We need fares that are affordable. We need student concession fares as well. And we need good walking and good cycling.
So cheaper fares.
Cheaper fares.
So cheaper fares. What about you, Joe?
Okay, we're going to secure $1 billion. We're going to secure $1 billion worth of government funding, and we're going to double tunnel the Mount Vic and Terrace tunnels and 4 lanes all the way to the plains. And
what does that mean? What does that mean? Double the tunnel. That's been around since the 60s. That's a pipe dream.
Absolutely. No, it is not. It is not a pipe dream. You wait and see when I'm the mayor.
Seriously?
We'll be doing
really?
That. Seriously,
all
we'll
right.
be doing
What
that.
about you?
We need to cut and cover State Highway 1 so that more people travel on it. Half the traffic in the CBD doesn't want to be here. We want to make the centre of Wellington better for people who live here and work here. And I've suggested we should think about pedestrianising Lambton Quay.
Are you the person that wants to pedestrianise Lambton?
I am.
Who? A cheer for those who want to pedestrianise Lambton Quay? And a cheer for those who don't. Pretty easy-yozy about it. Is it a good idea, Nick? What's your vision for infrastructure?
Well,
transport.
Yeah, State Highway 1 starts at the airport. It's got to look like State Highway 1. And so therefore I support Joe on the roads, but it's also about making sure bus rapid transit is introduced, cutting buses at peak time through the CBD, getting more direct trips suburb to suburb, getting more people onto public transport, onto bikes, onto their legs. It's about balance.
Sounds good. Justin, do you agree with that?
I think balance is the right approach.
Do you
absolutely.
agree with what Nick said?
I think Nick's on the right track.
All right, let's go to Hayley.
Keith Johnson, you are a policy advisor, so what would you advise us for policy for transport?
I think we need co-design and participation. We need all to get together for a transport accord. I'd like to see the preparatory work done for light rail.
Light rail, do you agree with that, Helen?
Yes, we should have light rail, but it doesn't work with Nicholas Lambton Quay pedestrianisation. That'll be really interesting. But I think what we really need to look at are ferries. Ferry transport, sea travel sea travel from the eastern suburbs, just like in Sydney, all the time.
It is quite wet and wild out there, though, isn't it?
People commute now from Eastbourne, from Seatoun, from Petone to the CBD and back again. That needs to be enhanced, and that will eliminate a lot of the traffic for Joe's double tunnels, which are already scheduled and which are a central government project.
You don't think that we want some double tunnels? Won't that be good?
Well, it isn't our say, actually. As mayor, whoever is mayor, they won't have the say. Central government project.
Andy Foster, what about you? What do you think could be some solutions to the traffic problems?
Well, look, we're working very closely with the Transport Agency in Greater Wellington. We will have those solutions in front of people by the first quarter of next year, and they will be a mix of roading, public transport, walking, cycling and urban design. We need all of those things. And the reality is that Wellington actually has by far the highest number of people walking, cycling and using public transport. As the city grows, we will need more of that.
Got any specific suggestions?
Well, we're working through that process. So if I said what the specific suggestions were, I'd be nailing my colours to a particular mast. We're consulting at the moment.
What about the pedestrianising Lambton Quay? I like that. Keith, what do you think?
Not keen. We'll just pick up something on this business about whether, in fact, one particular candidate can unlock the government money for the green plating of the terrace tunnel to the airport. I don't think that should be the gift of one particular candidate. So I think that if that money is available, if that $1 billion is available, it should be available to all the candidates.
$1 billion, Wallace.
Well, let's ask Joe, where's that money going to come from?
Well, look, government have had that money scheduled for years, but actually Wellington hasn't taken it. And the messages that I'm hearing is that if Wellington doesn't want that money will get spent elsewhere. And I would be urging, well, obviously when I'm the mayor, I'll be trying to secure that money, but I hope that whoever is the mayor would do that. I mean, it's just crazy for Wellington not to take it.
Do you agree with what Joe's saying there,
I
Justin?
agree with one thing. The money is there. These projects are scheduled, they're budgeted, they're programmed. They'll be built by 2023. And we all agree they should be built because they're in our regional transport plan. The whole region agrees with these projects.
All right, Nick.
But they're not consented.
exactly.
And if you look at the basin flyover issue, a classic case where there was a project that was designed to open the route up,
Yeah.
get the economic superhighway going. The Wellington City Council was beige on it, and it didn't happen. And that's
right.
where leadership is required.
That's a good point. That's a
That
good
is
point,
where
Nicola.
leadership is
But
required.
Nick, as Mayor of Kororua, told Wellingtonians they should take one for the team.
Well, no, it's a regional road.
Okay. Hey,
It's a regional
before we
road.
move on, I want to sort of touch on this. It seems to be a bit of a schmozzle from an outsider looking in this Island Bay cycleway. Lots of negative publicity about it. A couple of weeks ago, I went out and had a look at what a bit of a shock of a design around the panel. What's going to happen here with the cycleway?
Oh, well, look,
what would you do?
not a fan of the Island-based
Not a fan?
cycleway. Clearly, that's being, we're trying to look at how to fix
How
it up,
did
but
it-
it is
how
a
did it
mess. I
happen?
voted against it,
You're on
actually.
the council. How did it happen?
Well, I voted against it. I thought it was a dumb idea.
All right, Justin, how did it happen?
Good design can improve anything. So what
But-
we've got
but-
now,
but- but-
cyclists-
hang on.
You voted for it.
So where's the good design? Where's
You
the good
chaired the
design?
committee.
I am in favour of good cycling and walking across the city.
That is not
Any
Island
balanced
Bay.
city needs that.
So do you think the Island Bay one is? Is that a good design?
We've got cycleways in Tawa and Johnsonville on the Hutt Road, and people like them. They're used because they're good designs. It's a horses for courses, and we'll get a good design that Island Bay can be proud of.
So do you want the Island Bay? What's going to happen if you're mayor? What's going to happen to the Island Bay cycleway?
So Island Bay residents are now sitting down with cyclists, and they're saying, look, they want to get something, a design, a compromise that they all agree on, and I'll take my lead from what they determine.
But you voted for it, so you must have thought it was a good
He
idea.
pushed
Yes.
it through.
All right.
I'll support cycling in a city, yes.
All right. What do you make of the Island Bay cycleway?
So I fought the Island Bay Cycleway from the start. We need to have better cycling in the CBD where we have more cyclists and
So you kind of
accidents.
agree with Justin's overall idea of
No, totally.
No,
'cause
you
I
do.
don't. No, what I've
You
said,
do.
I've said is if I'm a mayor, I will work with the locals. If they want it gone, we will put it back to the way it was. It was Wellington's best boulevard, and it's been mutilated.
All right, Nick
Well, I
Leggett.
think we can learn out of Island Bay. It's a classic case of the top-down council thinking they know best, telling the community what should be, in front of their gates. I think Wellington's got a unique opportunity to go into every community and ask them to plan what their neighbourhoods look like. And Island Bay, we can start something there. As Justin described, there's a process in place. I'll act on
Yeah, all
whatever
right.
the community
Hey,
recommend.
Can we squeeze in a bit of an audience comment about the cycleway, Haley? Can you jump into the audience just for a couple of seconds?
Hands up who likes the Island Bay cycleway. Anybody? Over here, yeah. Why do you like the Island Bay cycleway?
I just like the fact that people are able to bike that far into town quite easily.
But what's wrong with it? Who thinks it's a disaster? Hey, over here. And why?
Oh, well, they've narrowed the road too much. It's just ridiculous.
Right, it's ridiculous, apparently.
All right, that's it. Very, very good. Hey, what's your thoughts on that? And who are you liking too in terms of this panel? Put it up on Twitter at Backbenders TV. Next up, what should happen to the homeless in Wellington City? That's next.